Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Anupa presenting the headlines first. Nation observes Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi commemorates Birsa Munda in Jamui. Donor Minister Jyotiraj Scindia lauds tribal community in Agartala. First ever Boreland Mahotsav in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the two-day festival today. Union Donor Minister Jyotiraj Scindia reviews developmental projects in Nagaland. Shillong gears up for two-day Cherry Blossom Festival. Musical icons Bonnie M and Akon lined up to enthrall the crowd. And in cricket, India to take on South Africa in the 4th T20 International at Wanderers in Johannesburg this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated laid the foundation stone for multiple developmental projects worth over 6,600 crore rupees on the occasion of Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. He was at Jamui district in Bihar to attend a function organized to mark the 150th birth anniversary of Birsa Munda, which is celebrated as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. Governor Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, Union Minister for Tribal Affairs Minister Jual Oram, Union Minister Chirag Paswan and other dignitaries also attended the function.
भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की जन्म जयंती है, राष्ट्रीय जनजातीय गौरव दिवस है। मैं सभी देशवासियों को और खास तौर पर अपने आदिवासी भाई बहनों को जनजातीय गौरव दिवस की बधाई देता हूं। आज से पूरे देश में भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की 150वीं जन्म जयंती के उत्सव शुरू हो रहे हैं। ये कार्यक्रम अगले 1 साल तक चलेगा। साथियों, धरती आबा बिरसा मुंडा के इस भव्य स्मरण के बीच आज 6,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक की परियोजनाओं का शिलान्यास और लोकार्पण हुआ है। इनमें मेरे आदिवासी भाई बहनों के लिए करीब 1.5 लाख पक्के घरों के स्वीकृति पत्र है।
Union Communications and Donor Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia today said that under the guidance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, it is the resolve of both his ministry and the government of Tripura to work towards the development of the tribal community in the state. Addressing the gathering at the 150th birth anniversary program of Bhagwan Birsa Munda in Agartala, Scindia said that the history of tribal community is great and elaborate. He asserted that the country's history would remain incomplete without making a mention of the history of tribal community.
जय जोहर भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की। अरे थोड़ी ऊर्जा होनी चाहिए मेरे इस अगरतला के सभागृह में। भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की। आज एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण दिवस है। हमारे देश के अलौकिक, और ये मैं विकास जी को मंचासीन समस्त महानुभावों को कहना चाहता हूं। भगवान बिरसा मुंडा केवल आपके समाज के प्रेरणा स्रोत नहीं हैं। वे इस देश के कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी तक, गुजरात से अरुणाचल प्रदेश तक इस देश के 140 करोड़ जन जन के केवल प्रेरणा स्रोत नहीं, लेकिन हमारे भगवान स्वरूप हमारे समक्ष आज उनकी 150वीं जयंती मनाने के लिए हम सब यहां उपस्थित हैं।
Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma today attended the state-level celebration of the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas in the presence of Union Minister of Civil Aviation Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarapu in Shillong. During the program, Chief Minister Sangma also inaugurated the revamped IGP point. Union Minister Kinjarapu distributed certificates to the villagers for achieving 100% saturation in the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. In Nagaland, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas 2024 was celebrated today in Kohima. Hosted as part of the IEC campaign for the Dharti Aba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, an exhibition took place at the Duda Conference Hall. The event featured tribal artwork and folktale narrations celebrating the deep heritage and contributions of India's tribal community. The exhibition provided a meaningful platform for sharing traditional folk tales and art, reflecting the unique identities and cultural narratives of tribal communities.
Through this initiative, the government aims to create model villages that showcase tribal development and prosperity. It is a collaborative effort with state government, NGO and local community.
Draw an awareness within our community, tribal community, which comprises of 8.6% of the total population of India, which comes to 1.4 million, wherein we are a small group of people representing the tribal identity, and it is for us to make all.
The first Doordarshan Mahotsav has begun in New Delhi today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will officially inaugurate the festival later this evening. The two-day Mahotsav is a celebration of language, literature and culture to sustain peace and build a vibrant Bodo society. Here is a report from our DD India reporter Tapas Bhattacharya.
Welcome to the first Doordarshan Mahotsav in New Delhi. You can see this is where all the craft and culture of Assam is here. You can see these are the silk, and Assam is famous for two of the famous silk, Eri seed, Eri silk and Muga silk, and from here it actually starts, the whole process actually starts, and the final product is this. So everybody talks about Assam silk. This is how the life cycle of a silkworm is, and they have showcased the whole culture out here. Most of the product out here in this particular first Bodoland Mahotsav is GI tag, be it their music instrument, be it their food, be it their clothes. All these items are showcased here for public to come here. It's a two-day event, so if you are here in New Delhi, do come visit Indira Gandhi Stadium, where all the culture and all the major stuff of GI tag of Assam will be in display. With Carlson winner, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
In Nagaland, Union Minister of Communications and Development of Northeastern Region donor Jyotiraditya Scindia said that in the last 10 years, funding from the centre to the state has increased 7 times, which is close to 3,700 crores rupees. The Union Minister said this after a review meeting of donor developmental projects in the state in the presence of Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio at Nuon Resort in Chomukadema.
And based on that, look at a sectoral breakup and the imperatives that we need to focus on to ensure that Nagaland is on the developmental growth path under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and Chief Minister Rio ji. I want to underline that donor's role is that of being a partner in the development of the 8 northeastern states, including Nagaland. Nagaland has a very rich cultural heritage and history, economic growth state, and is completely in line with the Prime Minister's view that in the coming years, Purvottar, which is the Northeast, must be the growth engine of the Indian economy.
Continuing with news from Nagaland, Deputy Chief Minister T.R. Zeliang addressed the media at his residence in Chamukadema today following a comprehensive road tour across 5 districts aimed at evaluating the progress of national highway projects. Zeliang began the tour on November 11 from Kohima and travelled to Phek, Kifire, Shamator, Swensang and Mokokchung districts. During the press conference, Zeliang emphasized that this tour served as a dual purpose to encourage local stakeholders, cooperation in land acquisition and to inspect ongoing projects.
On the part of this landholder. That is why one reason is that we need to have consultation with respective DCs and respective village council, GVs and tribal hohos. So this is one reason of our visit to all the villages and district headquarters, that people may misunderstand, but DC and ADCs can play a vital role in this land issue or competition issue, because it is DC who will do the assessment of the damage compensation or land compensation. So now the state government the cabinet decided that in Nagaland also landowner can claim land compensation.
In Meghalaya, cherry blossoms bloom across the lush landscape, creating a captivating display of pink and white, turning Shillong into a pink paradise this November. The wild Himalayan cherry tree, Prunus cerassoides, blooms in autumn at the Meghalaya capital, unlike its counterparts in Japan and Korea, which flowers in spring. To celebrate this natural beauty, the Meghalaya Tourism Department is hosting a 2-day cherry blossom festival set to be inaugurated today by Union Donor Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia in the presence of Chief Minister Conrad Sangma and Tourism Minister Paul Lyngdoh. The festival is all set to be a musical delight with a lineup of performers including icons like Bonnie M and Akon.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। मेरे को ये पता नहीं था कि इस समय पे ये फेस्टिवल होता है। मैं घूमने के लिए आया हूँ तो मेरे को पता लगा कि ये फेस्टिवल 15 तारीख से शायद स्टार्ट होने वाला है। उसके लिए अच्छा आयोजन हो रहा है और हिंदुस्तान में सिर्फ यहीं पे ये फूल साल में एक बार उगता है, तो यहाँ बहुत अच्छा लगा। नेचर बहुत अच्छा है और मेघालय तो हिंदुस्तान की जान है।
So we specifically came for this cherry blossom thing and we are just loving it.
In more news from Meghalaya, Deputy Chief Minister in charge of Transport, Shobha Langdhar, informed that the state government is prepared to begin acquiring additional land to expand the runway at Shillong Zumroi Airport, following discussions with the Civil Aviation Ministry. Dhar emphasized the government's commitment to advancing the airport project and indicated that land acquisition will proceed once a final decision is made in an upcoming meeting with ministry officials. The expansion aims to enhance the airport's capacity and infrastructure to support increased connectivity for the region. In cricket, India will take on host South Africa in the 4th and final T20 International at Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg this evening. The match is scheduled to begin at 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. India leads the 4-match series 2-1 in the opening game. The men in blue defeated the Proteas by 61 runs. In the second T20, South Africa beat the visitors by 3 wickets. In the third match, India defeated South Africa by 11 runs in a high-scoring game, ensuring that they cannot lose the series from here. Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang today inaugurated the State Panchayat Resource Centre at Deorali in Gangtok. The facility is dedicated to empowering local governance by providing training, capacity building and resource support to Panchayat representatives and stakeholders. In a social media post, Tamang stated that the centre will play a pivotal role in strengthening grassroots democracy and enhancing the effectiveness of community-led initiatives in the region. And to end the news, the main points once again. Nation observes Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi commemorates Birsa Munda in Jamui. Donor Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia lodged tribal community in Agartala. First ever Bodoland Mahotsav in New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate the 2-day festival today. Union Donor Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia reviews developmental projects in Nagaland. Shillong gears up for two-day Cherry Blossom Festival. Musical icons Bonnie M and Akon lined up to enthrall the crowd. And in cricket, India to take on South Africa in the 4th T20 International at Wanderers in Johannesburg this evening. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.